Yo, what's going on? What's going on? We do a lot of videos about weight. Uh, we do a lot of videos about, by the way, Terrell D-Line Hall of Fame and all that other good shit. Check it out. This is something that, I had a discussion with actually doctor of veterinary medicine not too long ago. And it's amazing how we think in the bully community. And I've made many videos talking about the obesity problems that we have. And we just still don't get it. You know what I mean? From a very young age all the way building these dogs up, it's become a marketplace where we can have all of these different supplements, and I'm going to keep making videos about this. We have everybody trying to make the world's thickest puppy. I'm gonna promise you, I can show you pictures of like Denzel when he was a puppy. He was looked like, he was bullied with the big bone, but he didn't weigh a lot. He was a regular puppy, pretty thick, nice head, had a lot of potential. And as he got older, he got thick and, spread out, and it worked out for him. And you'll see that with a lot of the dogs. You see puppy pictures of like King Kamali and some of those dogs. They weren't like obese, overweight dogs, but they grew into their conformation. Then they let the time put the muscle on them. Well, one of the biggest problems, and I keep on doing these videos because I want to warn y'all of this. First of all, the supplements and all the heavy supplementation is very, very hard on the kidneys, the liver. It's hard on the dog in general. You know what I mean? A balanced diet should be able to get this thing going. When, I know a lot of y'all have, and the reason why I'm making this video again is because this question keeps coming in. When is a good time to try to start putting weight on your dog? If you're going to put a little extra weight on your dog, do it after a year. I try to wait till after 18 months. That gives a chance for the growth plates to close down. That gives a chance for the bones to be more calcified, a little stronger, to be able to hold these things. It gives a chance for everything in place to get stronger, including the spine, the hips, the elbows, everything. Once everything is aligned, then you start adding stuff to the adding muscle to the skeletal frame. Now, one of the things that we, that we talked about is the breathing issues. Well, the breathing issues are going to come with the obesity in the dogs too. Not to be offensive, but most people who are overweight have problems breathing. They have sleep apnea and different things of this sort. These are already a very heavy muscular dog, so as we pound them with calories to try to get them to be more bullier, what's in general is going to happen is not only does the dog get bigger inside, but outside, the dog gets bigger inside. That kind of weight is hard to carry. Now, what happens with the double whammy with the bully community is because a lot of people don't work their dogs out. A lot of these dogs get to eat a lot of fresh meat. They get to eat eggs. We see it. They're piling the protein powders on there, the liquid golds, the this, the that, to try to put more weight on the dog. I know somebody who's a popular handler who she actually was feeding her dog macaroni and cheese, and some people putting lard in these dogs' food. Well, of course, that's not healthy. And the biggest problem that we're going to see out of this is that, yeah, it'll make your dog look big on the outside, but some dogs have the metabolism to continuously burn that fat off. The one place where they don't burn it at is in the inside. You can start to build up that fat just like we can. That's why you see thinner people sometimes have heart attacks. You can build that fat up around the heart. You can build that fat up around the lungs. You can build that fat up all throughout your body. And then before you know it, your dog has serious respiratory issues, which we are seeing these dogs have serious respiratory issues by the time they're like 18 months a lot of times, and a lot of heart issues. And we're wondering why the lifespan is being cut down on the dogs. It's not all just bad breeding. A lot of this is what we put into these dogs. I know y'all said, well, you made a video something like this. I'm going to continue to make videos like this. We're going to be on Zoom with doctors who are going to tell y'all this, because it is of the utmost importance that y'all start feeding your dogs how they're supposed to be fed. Our dogs are not supposed to be eating small breed food because it has 40 grams of protein. We are supposed to be feeding the dogs large breed food, so it'll be a lower amount of certain vitamins and higher amount of other vitamins to support skeletal and bone growth and slow down weight growth, so that the skeletal frame can grow at an appropriate rate and your dog doesn't turn out to be a train wreck. The reason why we see a lot of feet that splay out is because it's too much weight on the feet. The bone bones have not gotten a chance to really come together and have those nice tight feet. And so the more weight that this puppy puts on the feet, it's like, you know, it's like mashing a potato. It just spreads out. The same thing with the spine, as I've told y'all before. Heavy stomach, constantly on a soft spine, will eventually make the back dip in. You know what I mean? If a puppy didn't have hip issues but had, say, average hips, and most of the time if a dog has an average hips, they're not going to have a lot of significant problems with their hips. You put too much weight on them while these puppies are growing, and it's constant stress while the joints are still a little bit loose. There's a lot of softness there and everything's not tightened up. Now you create an early damage on that hip, and as it grows, it can't grow to where it needs to be at, and you've created a hip problem, or you've created an elbow problem, or a foot problem. You know, bad dieting can create problems for these puppies the same way bad dieting can create problems for us. You know, you have to remember this. Looks on the dog is not everything as far as this weight goes. You know, I think the powers that be at times have made it a lot harder for people to understand this, because the first thing that they want to tell you is that your good conformation dog lost the show because that dog was bullier. He needs more substance. He needs more of this. The very first thing, as I've told y'all a million times, that we should be focused on is we should be focused on structure, conformation, health. The size will come. This is what the true evolution of the breed is supposed to be about. Once you lock in the structure and the health of the dog, then throughout genetics we can produce dogs that put on more muscle, but there's always a limit of muscle that you're going to hit. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're going to hit a limit to where the dog just can't really put on a lot more muscle and be healthy. We've people who are in the mentorship program saw that, you know, when we discussed the Belgian blues, the cows a lot. You know what I mean? It's a limit to everything, you know. Hell, I'm not quite 6 foot 5'11", and generally I weigh about 235, and even at under 10% body fat, my doctor told me to lose 10 pounds, you know. and it has everything to do with, you know, maintaining my heart as I get older. You know, muscle doesn't matter, you know. And then the sad part about it is that these dogs aren't even muscular, so we could imagine what we're doing to it. But if you're new to this, feed your dog large breed food. Do not rush your beautiful animal to put on all this weight. You will thank me for it when the dog is 18 months to 2 years old, and you start to see that this dog is in great condition, ready to roll, ready to do his thing, you know, can breathe, can run, can do all these things. If you have a genetically sound animal, don't destroy the genetics by trying to rush this puppy along. Let puppies be puppies. That's like the same principle when we talk about our kids. You know what I mean? Of course, at some point in time, my boys will be like their dad, you know, thick. That's, you know, my genetics are thick. Well, I can't say that. One of my sons just was born thick. But, you know, they'll thicken up. But I'm not going to start feeding them and giving them protein shakes and having them lift weights as their babies. That's something you don't do. It's a certain point in time, you know, with people, just like with dogs, that you go ahead and you start to try to put on these pounds. Right now, my babies are growing. They need to grow into full size. Then I can go ahead and get them to the gym and get it going, man. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. We have to do a better job of taking care of this. Y'all will see more videos on this. I can't wait to get on Zoom, and I can't wait to do our thing so that we can really make sure that this thing is going on, man, because it's an ugly situation, man. It's an ugly situation. You know, we're killing off the breed. We look bad to the world. We have to go back to the fundamentals and the foundations to make this breed what it is. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, much love. Peace.